Guys, it's that time of the month again. It's time to update our tier list. Our copium tier list has been ravaged upon with Werewolf's candy, the new cookies that came out, and the new buffs that some cookies have gotten. So, yeah, we have to change this around a lot. Also, meta's kind of weird now. So, yeah, we'll talk about that too, I guess. But let's go ahead and hop into it. And guys, this tier list is going to be for PvP or Arena. I don't know if I mentioned that in the intro. But, guys, we're going to hop into some major changes to the tier list first as far as, like, placement of cookies that I already have in here. And then we'll talk about the new cookies and where I think they belong on this tier list after that. So let's go ahead and start off with Mr. Werewolf himself. We're moving Mr. Werewolf from the shit category all the way to the S category. I think Mr. Werewolf slaps in Arena and slaps in PvE. He slaps pretty much everywhere right now, and I think Werewolf deserves a spot up here now. His candy at level 10 is absolutely amazing, and that's the reason why he's up here. He's been slapping and clapping so many teams. He nukes whole teams. His damage is insane, and yeah, guys, that's why he's up here on S rank. Let's talk about knockoff Carol Cookie, Herb Cookie. Guys, Herb's become a lot better now with this, with all the debuffs and stuff going on right now. My boy Herbo, we're going to put him in the A tier. He's actually pretty decent this season. He's not D tier like he was last season. He's actually pretty decent against some of these comps now, especially against the new Sherbert comps, which are pretty good. But yeah, Herb's pretty good this season. Now, Frost Queen got a huge buff, guys, and I think I'm going to move Frost Queen up to the S tier now. Frost Queen is absolutely snapping and papping with the new Frost debuff. It does an absolute insane amount of damage, or does more damage. I can't say insane because that should be reserved for Sherbert Cookie, but overall, better now. Frost comps are kind of popping off right now, so yeah, I think Frost Queen deserves a spot up here in the S rank because they are on one of the meta teams right now. That boy Vampire Cookie. Yeah, Vampire is not really meta anymore. I mean, he's used on some of the meta comps, but he's not as widely used, and I think he gets countered a lot easier now, so I'm going to move him down to the A tier. I just don't think he's as viable in this season of Arena as he was in the previous seasons. I feel like ever since he got his candy, where he was like top tier meta, everyone using him, he's just been on like a slow decline. As far as like skill and everything like that. Yeah, Vamp, as I said in chat, Vamp fell off, not gonna lie, and I agree with that sentiment completely. Yam as well. I feel like Yam this season also needs to be knocked down to the S tier. I don't feel like Yam, as much as it pains me to say, is not meta this season because I just feel like there's way too many counters for him now, especially like Sorbet and also the new cookies too. People are using Caramel Arrow more, which destroys front lines. So yeah, the boy Yam Jam's getting moved down to the S tier. Honestly, probably deserves to be moved down to an A tier, but I can't bring myself to move him that far down. So you guys take that as you will. We're gonna move to the next cookie now. So Seafaring for me is still in the B tier, but I think they're at the ass end of B tier right now. I just don't think Seafary's is viable this season, especially with the Frost Queen buff. I just don't think many people are using as much Seafaring. Not to say they're not a good option still, especially if you're in lower ranks, but especially for higher ranks, Seafaring is just not really doing it if you have Frost Queen right now with the buff that they received. So yeah, ass end of B tier, I would say. Now that boy Clauded, I cannot wait for this. He was meted for 2-3 seasons. Fuck that. That motherfucker is kind of washed now. Back down to the B tier. That man's getting washed by Sherbert. I feel like Sherbert's an upgraded version of Clauded, honestly. I don't know. He is kind of washed now. Back where he belongs. Actually, probably belongs lower. But rip Bozo down here, back to the B tier. Get fucked. L plus ratio plus you fell off, Clauded. That boy Sorbet. I don't think Sorbet is S tier right now. I think Sorbet is more of an A tier. The reason being is because the new cookie actually kind of cucks him. We'll be talking about the new cookie a lot, Mr. Sherbert, because he does cook a lot of cookies. So yeah, we're moving the boy Sorbet down from the S tier to the A tier. He's not as meta as you did see last season, but he can still counter some comps, especially with the use more of Caramel Arrow comps now. It does help out with that. But other than that, it's just getting countered a lot more now. So I don't think he deserves a spot up here in the S rank. So yeah, let's move on to the next cookie now. Another cookie we're moving down is Squid Ink Cookie in PvP. I just don't think Squid Ink's that good in PvP, honestly. I think Squid Ink belongs in the B tier. I think they can provide as viable as an option as Seafaring. Honestly, probably, no, C tier. They're not as good as Seafaring, I would say. I think Seafaring's a little bit better than Squid Ink. But yeah, they're just not really good right now. They die really easily. They do a lot of damage now, though. They do more damage than they did before, but that boy Tnight ain't slapping this season. We're moving him down to the C tier. Knight's just really kind of cringe right now. He's just not really good right now. He's not really well used right now. So yeah, down to the C tier, my Mr. Tnight Cookie goes. He gets absolutely cooked by the comeback and arrival or re-arrival of Caramel Arrow Cookie. Also, the sorbets that are being used kind of cucks him too. So yeah, not too good. And guys, this is as a whole, summoners this season are just kind of shit. Barring Crunchy Chip Cookie. Crunchy Chip Cookie's still really good, especially on some of the newer teams that are out right now. But other than that, I think we're going to be moving down Cotton Cookie down to A tier, and the rest of the summoners down to a B tier, at least because they're just not hitting very much right now. So yeah, we're moving those down. Also, guys, Parfait is going to be moved down now. I don't think Parfait is a very viable option. I don't think Parfait is as good this season because of all of the debuff removal or debuff resist removal that Sherbert does. So we're moving Parfait down to the C tier. I just don't think Parfait is that viable, especially with him being on the team, because it basically nullifies half her ability, or one of the main abilities used on her. So Parfait is getting moved down to the C tier for this season. Also, Rye Cookie is getting moved down to the C tier as well, just because they're not popping like they used to. They're suffering the same fate as Vampire suffers, just have way too many counters right now, and they're just not as viable as they used to be. And guys, I'm sure you all know what happened here. They suffered the fate. They got a buff, but they're still kind of bad, so they're going to stay in the D tier. Great question you asked, Divinity. Why is Candy Diver on the tier list? Candy Diver has to be on the tier list. He's in the shit tier, honestly. Fucking dog shit, dog water, dog fodder ass cookie. Alright guys, hopping into the actual new cookies now. From the time of last time I did a video, Macaron came out, Carol Cookie came out, and Sherbert came out. So starting off with Macaron first, I think Macaron's probably a B tier. Macaron can provide some support as far as like crit and extra attack with some healing. They're just really squishy, and they do die quite frequently. The healing is not all there either. You really just want it for the attack buff and the crit buff. But yeah, that's why they're in the B tier. Also, Carol Cookie, we did a Should You Summon video the day of recording this, which will be, I guess, yesterday now. If you want to check the video out yesterday on my review of Carol Cookie, I'm going to put Carol Cookie actually in the same tier, the same B tier as Macaron, just at the top of the B tier. Just because Carol Cookie does provide a lot of healing. They're just really squishy and die really, really, really quick. And finally, guys, talking about Sherbert Cookie, he's meta. Sherbert is absolutely slaps, absolutely is meta. He's not like Collided where you needed all the ascensions, all the extra stars to actually make him good. He is really good out of the gate at one copy. You don't need anything else, just one copy. He is actually extremely good as that. So yes, guys, that's going to be the tier list right now. As you can see, you can zoom in on the tier list if you want. Pause the video now. But that is my tier list for PvP right now. We'll be coming out with a PvE tier list in a couple days from now. So I hope you guys check that out. Maybe drop a sub on the channel too. Maybe follow the Twitch channel. Only like 5% of you guys are actually subscribed on the YouTube channel. So it would help if the rest of the 95% of you guys maybe consider clicking that button there. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one later.